Hello, today I am here with new information. I will give you information that will surprise you. You should definitely watch it, have fun. The Spanish flu is one of the deadliest flu epidemics in history, which occurred around the world in 1918 to 1919 and caused the death of millions of people. This epidemic broke out in the final periods of World War I and caused the deaths of approximately 50 to 100 million people worldwide. The name of the epidemic stemmed from the fact that the Spanish press came to the fore with its statements on this subject at the time, but the starting point of the epidemic has still not been clearly determined. One of the most striking features of the Spanish flu is that it severely affected even young and healthy people. It was an illness that often began with flu-like symptoms and progressed rapidly, resulting in acute respiratory failure, pneumonia, and other serious complications. Especially in individuals between the ages of 20 and 40, death rates were higher than in other age groups. The main symptoms of Spanish flu included high fever, severe headache, muscle and joint pain, extreme fatigue, dry cough and shortness of breath. More serious symptoms such as bruising on the skin, bloody sputum and respiratory distress were also observed in some patients. The epidemic was fast and effective enough to cause patients to lose their lives in a short time. It is thought that the end of World War I and the return of soldiers to their homes played an important role in the spread of the Spanish flu. It was inevitable that the epidemic would spread rapidly among soldiers and then spread throughout the world with the end of the war. In addition, public transportation and crowded communities were also major factors in the spread of the epidemic. Considering the medical conditions of the time, treatment for the Spanish flu was quite limited. Antibiotics had not yet been discovered, and there was no effective treatment against viral infections. Therefore, most patients had to be content with symptomatic treatment. Healthcare systems have come under great pressure due to limited treatment options and the rapid spread of the disease. The effects of the Spanish flu on society were also great. Schools and workplaces are closed, public events are cancelled, and people are quarantined in their homes. Social order has been disrupted, morgues overflowing with deaths, hospitals with collapsed health systems, and a general atmosphere of fear have emerged. This epidemic changed the health policies and epidemic prevention strategies of many countries at that time. The end of the Spanish flu was generally seen in 1919. Factors that were effective in ending the epidemic include developing immunity against the disease, the fact that the epidemic has already affected the population to a large extent, and the slowing down of the spread of the disease. As a result, the Spanish flu is considered one of the greatest health disasters in world history. This epidemic was a turning point in medical science and made significant contributions to the understanding of influenza viruses. It has also provided important lessons in public health and epidemic prevention, showing the need to be better prepared for similar epidemics in the future. Now we move on to number 2. The space race has entered a new era today, with both governments and private companies making significant investments in space exploration and commerce. This competition and exploration activities bring along many interesting events related to space. Firstly, the United States investments in space exploration and commerce have garnered great interest. NASA, along with private companies, is conducting manned and unmanned missions to targets like the Moon and Mars. SpaceX's goal of sending humans to Mars is breaking new ground in space exploration. Additionally, China's space program is rapidly expanding. China continues to send its astronauts into space and conducts exploration missions to the Moon with robotic vehicles. The role of the private sector in space is also growing. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, Boeing, and others are making significant efforts to develop space tourism and commerce. The idea of humans living and traveling in space is no longer a dream, but is becoming a reality. This major leap in space exploration is also driving technological innovations. Significant progress has been made in areas such as communication, remote sensing, rocket technology, and material science. While satellite launch costs to orbit are decreasing, data communication is accelerating, changing global internet access and communication infrastructure. One exciting aspect of the space race is the opportunities it provides for scientific discoveries. Searches for life in space, examination of the atmospheres of different planets, and the discovery of worlds outside the solar system are exciting the scientific community. However, the space race also brings some risks. Issues such as environmental impacts of space activities and space debris require attention from the international community and solutions. The competitive nature of the space race is also leading to new dynamics in international relations. Disputes over space dominance and resource sharing are emerging internationally. Meanwhile, space law and regulations are shaping in this new environment. The space race also has significant economic impacts. The space industry is creating new job opportunities and increasing high-tech employment. Additionally, there is much speculation about how space resources will be used for various industries. In conclusion, the space race is generating great interest worldwide and leading to many interesting events from various perspectives. In the future, with further exploration and utilization of space, the number and impact of these events could increase. Space represents humanity's collective imagination and desire for exploration, and progress in this area profoundly affects the future of modern society. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. I would be very happy if you subscribe, and like the video. See you in the video tomorrow.